Just days before Cesar Chavez's birthday, the First Lady of the United States, Dr. Jill Biden, will be visiting Kern County with the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services Director for a naturalization ceremony. This is in commemoration of Cesar Chavez Day. 23 ABC's Kristen Vartan joins us live in Keene, where the ceremony will be held Monday. Kristen.
Brianna, Paul Chavez, who is Cesar Chavez's son, tells me that on Monday, the First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, will visit right here at Villa La Paz. And this is where 31 people will become U.S. citizens, continuing the tradition of making a difference.
For my father, it was a place where he was able to practice, this belief in the power of ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
President of the Cesar Chavez Foundation, Paul Chavez, is talking about Nuestra Señora Reina La Paz, what's now known as the National Chavez Center. Chavez is one of Cesar Chavez's 8 children. He's called La Paz home since 1972, when the rest of the Chavez family moved there with Cesar. The 116 acres of land became the headquarters of the United Farm Workers Movement in 1971. People from all over the state gathering there for La Casa, or the cause. Paul says it became a training and development center, a place for planning meetings, but it was so much more.
But in time, it also became a personal refuge for him. Whenever he left La Paz and he would go out on the road, he was always involved in controversy, whether it was strikes or boycotts or fighting for legislation, protecting farm workers or giving them new benefits. And so for him, La Paz was a place that he could come home and he could recharge his moral batteries and prepare for the next struggle. So
activist Dolores Huerta, who alongside Cesar Chavez, Helen Chavez, Larry Itliong, and Philip de la Cruz led the farm workers movement, recalls the community of La Paz. It's where she lived and raised her children. And at the time, she says, people that worked for the union dwelled at the UFW headquarters. They had a daycare center for children and even universal church services.
We have very, very many fond memories of being there, because it's a beautiful place for children to grow up, because you've got, you're up there in the foothills and there's so much space and so much freedom. All of my kids were so inspired, by living at La Paz.
Huerta says to this day, the work there continues, as does the preservation of their history at the Foundation's museum on the grounds. And as Martha Crucius says, it's been a national monument since 2012. Another president, Barack Obama, visiting that ceremony.
National parks belong to the American people, and so as somebody becomes a new citizen of this country, they take on that ownership of our national parks.
It's one of 400 national monuments across the U.S. where people annually are naturalized. Naturalization ceremonies happen here twice a year. March 31st on Cesar Chavez's birthday and October 8th on the anniversary of these 116 acres becoming a national monument. Monday, 31 people will become U.S. citizens of Villa La Paz, with First Lady Dr. Jill Biden present.
If the First Lady is willing to come to the farm worker headquarters there, to you might say the poorest of the poor, the people are essential workers who feed us every day. This is such a strong message to send out there to everybody of how important it is for citizenship, for voting.
Paul Chavez does tell me the plan is to have this outdoors on the beautiful ground, seeing those gorgeous hills overlooking the entire acreage. But unfortunately, it may be raining on Monday, so we'll have to wait and see if it will be indoors instead. Live in Keene, Kristen Vartan, 23 ABC News, connecting you.